Skinner. I'm a board member with the Union County Education Foundation. My professional career is I'm a commercial banker. I work for Truist Bank, formerly BB&T. I am what they call a market president. I run the commercial teams for the outlying markets of what we have or call the Charlotte Metro region. So kind of Cabarrus, Rowan, wrap yourself all the way around over to Gastonia, Cleveland County, which is inclusive, of course, of Union County, and then I cover a little bit of South Carolina, York, and Lancaster, and Chester counties as well. So I've been in banking now professionally for roughly 13 years. That was not my initial goal coming out of college. I am a two-time graduate of Wingate College and then Wingate University. My undergraduate degree was biology and chemistry. I actually had aspirations of some type of medical career, possibly medical school. But as I got into the capstone courses, roughly my junior year, I realized, oh my gosh, this is, I still have quite a few years of school left. So I pivoted in a sense. I still finished out a biology and chemistry degree, graduated with that, and had intentions of maybe going into a lab to work or something along those lines. But a little bit of excitement for me, I graduated at Wingate, and then the then CFO reached out and said, hey, we need somebody to run our student loan program and student payroll. So I didn't have a job lined up, raised my hand and said, okay, I'll try that out. So that was my first dipping of my toe into the world of finance in a sense. So simultaneous to working student payroll and Stafford loans and Parent Plus loans, all the types of ways that you could finance your education, I began working on my MBA, my Master's of Business Administration, and finished that up at Wingate as well, and still was trying to get a sense of what I wanted to do professionally. And my wife, who is a teacher in Union County Public Schools, going on 20 years this year, she said, hey, I've got this lady that I work with. Her husband works for this bank called BB&T. He'd like to talk with you. He knows that you just finished your MBA. So I said, wow, absolutely. I'm happy to have that conversation, see where that may go. So the gentleman's name was John Cole. He was over a lot of retail branches in this particular region and a couple other regions within the legacy BB&T. Had breakfast with him. I always love to tell this story because we're sitting there and basically it's kind of a quasi-interview. He's asking me what I'd like to do with my career, what next steps look like. And we get down to the end of the conversation and he says, Derek, I'm going to be straight with you. I don't have a job, not for you. And I go, oh, okay. I knew it was just there to kind of have a conversation. He says, but I want to help you out. He goes, what can I do to help you out? So I had done my research and said, well, I noticed the bank, they have what they call the LDP, the Leadership Development Program. And I said, I think that might be of interest to me. And right in the middle of the restaurant, loaded up with folks for breakfast, he slaps his hand on the table. The whole restaurant stops. They look over and they're like, what's going on? And John Cole goes, you're in. And I said, I'm in what? And he goes, you're in the program. He says, you still got an interview, but you're in. And sure enough, I was. So I had several interviews and had spent 6 months in Winston-Salem. I was still living in Union County at the time, just had a dual residence, an apartment I kept there. And fortunately was pre-assigned back to Union County. And that's how I got into banking. And so it's been a good ride, and I certainly have enjoyed that. The bank has been really good to me in the time that I've been with them. They gave me a lot of flexibility. One of the interesting things that I like to do on the side, I have been a high school and college basketball official for going on close to 20 years now. The bank has always been very supportive of that. And fortunately, my health and legs have held out long enough to allow me to continue to do that. But I would tell you that the work-life balance that Truist now, that's the current name of the bank since we merged, has been very proactive in encouraging that. And so it's been a great place for me to work, and the bank has always offered me opportunities to advance. In my career, I've held several different roles. When I first started out, I was kind of what they would call a relationship manager. This was back during the recession, 2008, 2009. They changed my role to what we call a portfolio manager. Then I became a sales and service officer. Then I became another portfolio manager, an RM again, a relationship manager. And then ultimately, for the last several years, I've been in this current role of market president. So the bank has given me lots of opportunities to try different things. It's been very exciting all the way along, and I haven't had a whole lot of ups and downs or regrets per se in my choice of what the field that I'm working in, finance. It's been very exciting, very fulfilling. I enjoy it greatly, helping other folks figure out how to finance their dreams, businesses that they're starting, or whatever that may look like. So it's been a great time, and if I had a message that I would give to any senior that may be watching this is, you should feel absolutely comfortable that you have no limits on yourself. You can do and be anything that you want to do. If I go back to college, especially, my buddies, they still roll their eyes and they joke with me that they never in their lives would have thought that Derek Skinner would have ended up as a commercial banker. They love to remind me that when we were freshmen at Wingate, that I bounced a check at Food Line. So that was always a running joke amongst us. Never bounced a check since then, but it certainly taught me a lesson in finance even at an early age. And even though career-wise, I did not anticipate that I was going to end up in finance, I certainly thought it would be more in the sciences. I felt like that's where my aptitudes were. Any employer that hires you, they're going to teach you exactly what you need to know to do that job, to have a career, to move forward. And if they're not doing that, then you probably need to find another employer to work for, if you're not working for yourself, that is. But I just want to encourage anybody, again, that may be watching this, if I can be of any assistance to you in any way, you shouldn't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here locally. My office is in Monroe, and I'm more than happy to chat with you and give you any feedback or career advice as needed. So I appreciate your time. Thank you.